Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, lawmakers are considering a constitutional amendment that would protect abortion rights here in Maine. Plus, we'll see how one coastal business is struggling to get back to work following the devastating storms. And some local farms are teaming up with some Bangor businesses to put on a special pop-up dinner. You won't want to miss that. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson. Emma Smith is off until later on this week. We thank you for joining us. We'll have all the day's news coming up in just a few moments, but first a check of that wintry forecast. Looks like another winter storm is heading this way. We'll be moving into the state later on this morning, and it looks like some folks could pick up a half a foot of fresh snow from it too. For more on what we can expect, let's turn things over to Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Tuesday. This is what we have our eye on right now. We have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories that are both posted through Wednesday morning at around 1 a.m. because of significant snow accumulations possible. Further off towards the north, some areas could see up to a foot of snow before we're all finished up. Closer toward the Bangor area, a little bit less, around 3 to 6 inches of snow possible, and lesser totals further down to the south where the winter weather advisory is posted. Meanwhile, though, we do have clouds that are developing this morning. We will be watching for the snow chances to move in during the afternoon period. Perhaps late morning for a few of you, but mainly during the afternoon period for that to develop. Not a whole lot moving in, at least at this point, but there's a system right here tracking from the southwest going to the north and east. It's hitting Boston and parts of New York, and it's heading right toward us. We'll have our turn for some snow coming up later on today. So futurecast moving forward, especially during the afternoon period, the snow will be moving in, perhaps switching over to a little bit of rain and a little bit of a wintry mix for a short period of time for the southern parts of the state. But notice though, it moves out of here quickly. By early Wednesday morning, it's gone and the clouds begin to break up as well. As for the winds, not too bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today, but it picks up tonight with sustained winds at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 25 to even 30 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. So for today, lower 30s, some widespread snow expected. 3 to 6 inches of snow overall could fall. The northeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, here we go, 15 degrees, snow, freezing rain, and sleet early. The northwest wind gusting up to around 25 miles per hour. Already our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. The snow gets going during the afternoon. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Devin. We'll see you a little later on with your full forecast. Well, fire crews from several communities have spent the early morning hours battling a fire in Chester. There aren't many details available other than it was reported as a building fire on the South Chester Road around 3:30 this morning. Officials say they were able to talk with the homeowner and everyone made it out safely. At last report, firefighters were digging out remaining hot spots. They're still on the scene at this hour. Still too early to say what started the fire. We do have a crew on the scene and we'll have more information as soon as it becomes available. Well, meanwhile, it turns out a barking dog helped save a couple when flames erupted inside a home in Fairfield. Crews were called to the scene at 120 Gagnon Road around 1 o'clock Sunday morning. One of the people displaced by the fire says they were lucky to get out.
I was actually asleep at the time, and there was a friend of mine that was here. She'd been staying here, and the dog barked, and the dog woke her up, and she noticed there was smoke, and so she yelled and screamed at me to get up, and we got everybody out of the house that was here.
Cause of the fire is still currently under investigation, but Morrell says he thinks the fire started somewhere in the attic.
It was coming out the eave of the house, so I'm assuming that it started in the attic, is all I know.
Morrell says the second and third floors of the home were affected by the fire and water damage. He says he's waiting for word on available assistance. Well, meanwhile, the Attorney General's office is investigating a police-involved shooting in the town of Naples. Authorities say an intoxicated and belligerent man was shot by a deputy on Sunday after he fired shots at police. It all started when police were called to a home on Horace Files Road around 11:15 Sunday night. They say 36-year-old Eric Sweda told them to leave when they got there and then fired multiple shots. A standoff got underway, and officials say Sweda fired more shots when he exited the home. He's now being treated for non-life-threatening injuries, and the Attorney General's office is investigating as it does in any police-involved shootings. A bill that would expand abortion rights and enshrine them in the Maine Constitution is now making its way through the legislature. Our Augusta area reporter, Corey Bichard, hears from people on both sides of this issue who are urging others to speak up as well.
The top of our priority list right now is LD 780, which is a constitutional amendment to protect reproductive autonomy.
LD 780 is titled Resolution Proposing an Amendment to the Constitution of Maine to Protect Personal Reproductive Autonomy. Lisa Margulies is the Vice President of Public Affairs for Planned Parenthood of Northern New England. She says it's important to pass this bill, while Mike McClellan, the Policy Director for Christian Civic League of Maine, says if passed, it would make it almost impossible to make changes to the law.
And that's what would happen, folks. If you put this in the Constitution, there's very little leverage for those of us that support life.
So it's more important than ever that our state constitution is crystal clear. And this amendment would make it explicit that our state constitution protects reproductive autonomy.
Last year, the Maine legislature passed LD 1619, which made it the public policy of the state to not restrict a pregnant person's decision to have an abortion before or after viability, with the professional judgment of a licensed physician.
Who could have suspected after last year when the abortion lobby came forward and said this is a necessary bill, LD 1619, for medical reasons, that we have to protect mothers who are at risk, to now just turn 180 degrees and say, no, we need to have abortion on demand always and forever.
In order for a constitutional amendment to be adopted, it would need to receive more than 2/3 approval in both the Maine House and Senate, as well as pass a voter referendum at the ballot box.
In every election where voters have had the opportunity to weigh in on this issue, from Montana to Ohio to Kansas, red and blue states post-Dobbs, they voted to protect and enshrine rights.
Last year, when LD 1619 had its public hearing, a large number of people turned out to voice their opposition to the bill. McClellan says he is not sure what their numbers will look like this time around.
This time, we basically have 2 weeks' notice.
The public hearing for LD 780 is scheduled for Monday, January 22nd. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The battle for ownership over a historic airplane hangar in Aroostook County begins today in Augusta. The arch hangar at the former Loring Air Force Base was built between 1947 and 1949 and was described as an engineering marvel at the time. Currently, the only other arch hangar still standing is located at Ellsworth Air Force Base in Rapid City, South Dakota. Recent efforts to redevelop the base have seen many of the buildings sold off from the state-funded Loring Development Authority to a private development company called Green for Maine. There is a public hearing scheduled in Augusta for a bill that seeks to transfer ownership of the arch hangar to the Loring Air Museum, which has been operating on the base since 2005, and also work to preserve the building. The sale to the museum would prevent it from being altered from its historic state.
I don't feel like a brand new Air Force or airport or space thing that they're thinking or whatever they're thinking is going to use a 70-year-old building. And I feel like my thought is when they obtain it, they're going to implode it, they're going to destroy it. And I would hate to see that happen. And the idea is to save it and use it and bring back people to this area because they eat here, they sleep in our hotels, they buy things. They not only support the museum, they support locally, golf courses, bowling alleys, you name it. And I feel like people are not seeing that. Last year, 8,000 people flocked to see that B-52. What would it be like if one were really here all the time?
The hearing is scheduled for 1 o'clock today at the State House. We will have more on the bill coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, a Portland man is now charged with murder. Just before 1 a.m. on Friday, police responded to a report of an assault at the YMCA on Forest Avenue in Portland. Officers found 60-year-old David Hanauer unconscious and suffering serious injuries. He later died at Maine Medical Center on Saturday afternoon. The medical examiner ruled Hanauer's death a homicide. YMCA says Hanauer was a member of the dormitory program there. 49-year-old Robert Lancaster had been in jail since the incident on Friday and is charged with aggravated assault. And he's now charged with murder and being held without bail. Police are asking witnesses to come forward in the case. One person is facing charges after a bad crash in Millinocket on Sunday. Police were called to Central Street around 8:30 Sunday morning for a two-vehicle crash resulting in heavy damage. Occupants of both vehicles sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Police say 42-year-old Rachel Jacobs of Millinocket was driving a Jeep Cherokee and crossed the center line. She reportedly struck a pickup truck being driven by a 76-year-old man from Aroostook County. Police say they believe Jacobs was under the influence of drugs at the time of the crash. She has been charged with operating under the influence. Police are investigating an act of vandalism at Congressman Jared Golden's Bangor office. According to Bangor police, they received reports that the exterior of the building on State Street in downtown was defaced. The words "ceasefire now" were written in bright red spray paint on the windows. This comes after protesters calling for a ceasefire in Gaza were arrested this past November while staging a sit-in at Golden's Bangor office. Nobody from the congressman's office was available to comment on the incident as the office was closed because of the holiday yesterday. The Bangor Police Department says this is still an active investigation. They're trying to figure out who did that graffiti. All right, the time now is 6:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a special breakfast to honor the life of Martin Luther King Jr. And we'll also travel to Bernard, where a longtime business is struggling to recover after a pair of powerful storms ravaged the coast. But first, another check of today's weather forecast. It looks like the snow will be moving in later on today. We can expect about a half a foot in some areas. The highs will be around 31 degrees. Snow and freezing rain overnight with lows dropping down to the mid-teens. Tomorrow, a mostly sunny day. It will be breezy too, with highs on Wednesday around 24 degrees.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or holiday party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
Don't cry, don't whine. Get yours where I got mine. At BB's Tattoo Company, 262 Moosehead Trail, Newport.
There's some things that work better together, like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. Voya helps you choose the right amounts without over or under investing, so you can feel confident in your financial choices.
Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
All the nonsense
Fibber
meets no nonsense.
I don't buy it.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 5 on ABC 7.
You said she sent you very rude text messages. And I want to read you some text messages and tell me if you recognize them. You are a terrible human. We're going to expose you big time. You're a liar and a wicked woman. Those are the ones you sent.
Hot Bench. Tuesday at 3 on ABC 7.
Insomnia and sleepiness.
Welcome back, everyone. With last week's treacherous storms now come and gone, areas of Mount Desert are beginning to process of repairing the damage, including F.W. Thurston's in Bernard. Our Doug Banks has the story.
Since the mid-20th century, Thurston's has been supplying bait and fuel to local lobstermen. On Monday, they work to keep that tradition alive.
Back to normal will probably be several months, but we'll be operational probably within a day or so.
Overlooking Bass Harbor, their seasonal restaurant was hit by the storm as well. Just how much damage occurred, LaPointe says is really hard to grasp.
We have 93 pilings that got displaced, multiple headers, and a lot of the infrastructure for the whole facility, electrical, water, and communications got sprayed with water systems in our utility room.
Despite a week of storms that rocked Maine's coastline, this 78-year-old tradition called Thurston's moves ahead, hopefully, towards calmer waters.
Everybody's just trying to chip in and try to get everything back together, and the weather's good, so you try to do it while you can.
In Bernard, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Similar scenes unfolding all along the coast this week. Well, meanwhile, a century-old theater in the Mid-Coast is hosting a crucial event for a local food pantry. Fill the Strand is AIO Food and Energy Assistance' largest fundraising event of the year, and it comes at the most critical time after the holidays. The goal is to fill every seat in the Strand Theater with a bag of food to be given to a family in need. Monetary donations are accepted too. AIO is the largest food pantry in Knox County, and they actually support other area pantries as well. AIO says they see about 500 families a week in need who are struggling to pay for food and heating costs.
We go through an awful lot of food. Fill the Strand is a major event for us, which will support our operations for somewhere between 1 and 2 months. So it's certainly a huge boost that gets us through the winter.
Well, meanwhile, the Strand celebrated their centennial last year and is now moving into their second century of operation. And the theater house manager says this is one of the most important community events.
We have a major income disparities in this community. There are many people who, never mind not being able to afford a movie ticket, they can't afford a good meal. And we find that partnering with AIO on this is a really good use of the facilities that we have available.
Well, McLeod expressed thanks to everyone in the Rockland community for coming out and helping to fill the seats behind her with much needed donations. If you'd like to donate online, you can go to AIOfoodpantry.org. For a $25 donation, you can fill a seat. You can donate to Fill the Strand through the end of the week, and you can also find a link to this story on our website at foxbangor.com, so you can check that later on and maybe make a donation if you wish. Well, yesterday the nation celebrated the life and works of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. For decades, the Greater Bangor area branch of the NAACP has honored Dr. King's life and legacy with a special breakfast celebration. After multiple years of not being able to gather in person, the celebration was held once again on the UMaine campus. Our Grace Blanchard gives us a closer look.
If not now, when?
A powerful message as many reflect on the lasting impact of civil rights legend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. this holiday.
Celebrated Dr. King's life and legacy, which is exactly what we wanted to do, and we celebrated the cause of civil rights in Maine.
Dozens of community members gathered at the Wells Conference Center in Orono for an annual MLK breakfast celebration hosted by the Greater Bangor Area Branch NAACP and the University of Maine's Raymond H. Fogler Library.
59 years since the Reverend Dr. King started his work.
Guests heard a powerful keynote speech from Dr. Judith Josiah Martin, a prominent educator and social worker who called on people to reflect on the social injustices lingering in our society.
Social justice is not something I check off. I did my due diligence. I did my duty today for Dr. King.
Dr. King was a trailblazer for social activism, and Dr. Josiah Martin says it's important we continue to share his values with the next generation.
One of the mistakes that we make is thinking that social justice, equity, and diversity and inclusion is about adults. But actually, to change the paradigm, we need to get the kids on board.
The NAACP says they hope to continue this tradition for many years to come.
We need to know that there's a community of people who care about justice, who act in the cause of justice, and who love each other.
In Orono, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And the time now is 6:18. Coming up after the break, some severe weather is bringing treacherous conditions to several other states, and it's all heading this way. We'll tell you what to expect. Plus, it's no surprise that former President Trump won the Iowa caucuses, but second place was much closer than expected. All the results as Good Morning Maine continues.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good Morning America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here, and we got you.
I got hurt in a car accident.
Give me one good reason why I should call the twos.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us? 1, we make it easy. You can sign up with our e-sign program, or we can come to you. 2, there's no upfront cost. 3, the result. Just listen to this.
Lowry & Associates got me $475,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome back, everyone. This morning, snow from Washington, D.C. to New York and Boston and across the Midwest as far south as Texas. Brutal and life-threatening cold. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, the brutal blast of winter weather is expanding, putting an end to the snow drought in New York City. The Big Apple could see 3 inches of snow, the first measurable amount for the area in nearly 2 years. In Washington, D.C., federal offices are closed today with 6 inches possible there. In the Midwest, wind chills could drop as low as 45 degrees below zero this morning. Even as far south as Brownsville, Texas, it could feel like 10 below zero. The company managing the power grid in Texas has requested people conserve electricity between 6 and 9 a.m. today. Across the South, drivers were struggling to stay on the road in snow, sleet, and ice. The conditions are keeping more than 1 million students home today. Schools from Chicago and Detroit to Denver, Dallas, and Houston are closed. Meanwhile, 4 college students in Kentucky were rescued after getting stranded in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Officials say the students were camping and had underestimated the conditions. And authorities in Wyoming say a skier has died in an avalanche, the 3rd avalanche death just this month in the U.S. Experts say conditions are ripe for dangerous snowslides across the West.
Climate change is impacting avalanche cycles. Exactly how it's impacting them or what we're going to see in the future, that's much less clear.
Parts of New England could also see 6 inches of snow today. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Well, as he said, we won't have to deal with any of that dangerously cold weather here, but snow is on the way. It'll begin snowing here later on today, and we could get a half a foot. Let's check in with Devin Biggs to hear exactly what we can expect.
All right, let's get into things here. A winter storm warning along with a winter weather advisory are both posted until about 1 a.m. As we head towards Wednesday, we also have a small crowd advisory along the coastal because of active surf that will be common moving forward. Here's the wave heights right now overall at around 2 to 3 feet according to the buoys, so we're not bad just yet, but the system will be moving in later on today and especially into tonight, and that will be giving us the opportunity for a little bit more active surf moving forward. Now, let's take a look at the clouds right now, tracking in from the southwest and going toward the north and east. Some weak waves of moisture moving in, but we're going to be watching for even more moving in as we do move forward later on today and the parts of tonight as well. But let's zoom things out right now and give you the bigger picture, though. Here's the low pressure center right about in here, tracking from the southwest and going toward the north and east, hitting parts of Washington, New York, even Boston as well. We'll have our return for a little bit of moisture moving in later on this afternoon, mainly as snow, but a little bit of a wintry mix could occur as well. Futurecast already. So later this afternoon at around 1 to 2 o'clock or so, we'll be watching for the snow moving in from southwest to north and east. Further off towards the west, we'll be moving in just a little bit earlier. It will last mainly through the afternoon period. There's a switch over to a little bit of a wintry mix for a short amount of time. Mainly rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow could occur in the down east parts of the state. Most of us will stay as snow through parts of later this evening. But notice though, after midnight, this gets out of here pretty quickly and the clouds are gone. As we head towards Wednesday morning, we'll see a lot of sunshine throughout the day on Wednesday and some more clouds on the way as we head towards Wednesday night and parts of early Thursday morning as well. So this system will be a fast mover. As for snow accumulations, here we go, roughly at around 3 to 6 inches of snow near the Bangor area before we're all finished up. Further off towards the north, though, even more, maybe a range of 6 to maybe up to 12 inches in some areas further off towards the north before we're all finished up. And lesser totals, maybe 2 to 4 inches in a few areas before we're all finished up there. Otherwise, though, some gusty winds to watch out for. Not so much today, but later on tonight, tonight, they'll be watching for gusty winds increasing to around 15 to even 25 miles per hour at times, maybe a few gusts tomorrow, even reaching close to 30 miles per hour at times. So overall for today, widespread snow, 3 to 6 inches could occur, highs in the low 30s, and northeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 15 degrees, snow, freezing rain, and sleet early. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And a few spots, normal rain could occur as well for a short time. Middle 20s, mostly sunny and breezy out there for tomorrow. And that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast. So partly cloudy for the day on Thursday with highs in the lower 20s. By Friday, we're partly cloudy again. Highs in the upper teens, and the upper teens again Saturday with a mostly cloudy sky.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
At Warren Financial, your financial goals are our priority. Your financial plan may appear to be all about savings and investing, but in reality, it's about much more. Your life, your family, and your legacy. That's why the financial planner you choose is so important.
Plan your future with Warren Financial. Visit warrenfinancialplan.com or call 573-1825.
Your trusted partner in wealth management.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Save over $1,400 for the first year. Call 855-231-7007. Spectrum Mobile includes nationwide 5G and the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line. Call 855-231-7007 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
People ask me all the time, are those commercials really true? Does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. We really have gotten millions of dollars for Mainers hurt by commercial vehicles. And the insurance companies know when you call the twos, we're going to fight for you. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. In a strong start for the Republican presidential nomination, former President Trump wins big in Iowa. His projected victory coming just 30 minutes after caucuses began. Ron DeSantis clinching second place, just barely edging out Nikki Haley, who has won third. And now entrance polls are telling us more about what voters think of the candidates. M. Wynn has the latest. I guess we don't have that. We'll have to return to that story in a little bit. As we said, President Trump did win the caucuses. We'll have more details on that coming up. But meanwhile, as Israel marks 100 days of conflict with Hamas, the heads of 3 major UN agencies warn Gaza is now facing a humanitarian crisis that is unprecedented. Fox's Alex Hogan has more from Tel Aviv.
After 101 days, there's still intense fighting between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli military is vowing to keep pressing its offensive as the death toll rises on both sides. The main focus at this point in central Gaza, with Israeli forces saying that they're working to clear the city of Khan Yunis, while also desperately searching for the more than 100 hostages still being held by Hamas.
Every minute is critically significant, and we work with every opportunity and way to bring them back.
But time could soon be running out. On Sunday, Hamas released a video showing 3 Israeli captives with a caption reading, "Tomorrow we will inform you of their fate." And on Monday, a new video appeared to show at least 2 of those hostages have been killed, while the third pleads for help. Meanwhile, the UN issued a new warning saying that Gaza is now suffering from a humanitarian crisis unprecedented in modern times. One of the biggest problems, a lack of food and water, leading to widespread famine.
Everyone in Gaza is hungry. We're exploring all possible solutions, but none are sufficient in the face of obstacles.
The WHO also weighing in, saying civilians are dying in big numbers because they lack basic supplies like ointment to treat burns and bandages to keep wounds clean.
The health system is on the edge of the abyss, desperately trying with all its might to maintain functionality.
Right now, the UN claims that only about 1/4 of trucks are reaching their destinations because they're being held at the border by Israel. In Tel Aviv, Israel, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Well, we turn now to the escalating tensions in the Middle East after Iran launched deadly missile strikes inside Iraq near the U.S. consulate. The strikes are raising concerns that Iran is getting more aggressive in the region. Derek Dennis with that story.
This morning, explosions in the city of Erbil, Iraq, after neighboring Iran launched ballistic missiles claiming to target the local headquarters of Israel's intelligence agency. At least 4 civilians were reportedly killed, some blasts near the U.S. consulate. Others also reported in Syria. All of this raising concern about a wider spillover of violence across the region stemming from the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza.
We've done everything we can to deter this. But it obviously did not work, and the choice was up to Iran. So I do think Iran will likely amp up it through its proxies, of course.
Mick Mulroy, former Deputy Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, sounded the alarm last week over what Iran might do after the U.S. launched a series of attacks on Iranian-backed rebels in Yemen who've been targeting commercial ships, angry over the violence in Gaza. The U.S. State Department overnight condemned the new attacks in Iraq, saying, "We oppose Iran's reckless missile strikes, which undermine Iraq's stability." But Iran's Revolutionary Guards today threatened more revenge, citing what it calls recent atrocities by Israel. Iraq's government is holding a security meeting today to go over Iran's non-compliance with the security deal between the two countries. And here in the U.S., Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is now out of the hospital after prostate cancer treatment, just in time to face this new escalation. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Well, the danger appears to be dying down in Iceland following the eruption of a volcano. A volcano has erupted in the southwest corner of the country for the second time in a month, prompting evacuations. No lives are in danger, but the lava flow has flowed into the fishing town of Grindavik and has destroyed some homes there. Officials say the volcano is significantly less active today, but they say new fissures could open up without warning. It's difficult to say how long the eruption will last. All right, coming up on the second half of the newscast, we'll tell you about an upcoming dinner in Bangor that will feature fresh food in a 4-course meal. And it's all thanks to a partnership between local farms and downtown businesses. All the details as Good Morning Maine continues.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Healing Hands Massage offers a variety of different massage techniques and services. Healing Hands Massage also offers spa services such as facials, body scrubs, and paraffin wax for the hands and feet. Are you looking for a day of relaxation? Healing Hands Massage offers outstanding packages at reasonable rates. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Coastal Auto Parts, Color Concepts, Herman Meadow Golf Club, Howard Insurance, Katahdin Federal Credit Union, and Preble Oil Company.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. It's also International Hot and Spicy Food Day, so go have something hot and spicy. All right, let's get to some history. On this day in history, back in 27 BC, Caesar Augustus was declared the first emperor of Rome, creating the Roman Empire. In 1865, Union Major General William Sherman decreed that 400,000 acres in the South would be divided into 40-acre plots and given to former slaves. The order was later revoked by President Johnson and is believed to have been the inspiration for the expression 40 acres and a mule. In 1920, Prohibition began in the U.S. as the 18th Amendment went into effect 1 year after it was ratified. It was later repealed by the 21st Amendment. In 1962, filming began on the first James Bond movie called Dr. No. It had a budget of just over $1 million and went on to gross more than $59 million at the box office. In 1969, the Beatles released their album, The Yellow Submarine. In 1974, author Peter Benchley published his novel Jaws, making beachgoers everywhere a little bit nervous about going back into the water. In 2003, the Space Shuttle Columbia blasted off for what turned out to be its final flight. That mission ended in tragedy on the February 1st return when the shuttle broke up, killing all 7 crew members. And in 2016, astronaut Scott Kelly tweeted a photo of the first flower ever grown in space. I think we have a picture of that plant as well. The plant was grown in NASA's Veggie Plant Growth System using LED lights. Look at that. That is the first flower ever grown in space. Kind of pretty, too. Today's birthdays include country singer Ronnie Milsap. We haven't heard from him in a while. He turns 80 years old today. Actress Debbie Allen is 74, and actor-director Lin-Manuel Miranda, who made it big in Hamilton, turns 44 years old today. Happy birthday to all of them. I used to love listening to Ronnie Milsap music. All right, let's check out that forecast again. Another winter storm is moving into the state. Looks like we'll see some snow as the day rolls along. Here's Devin.
Alrighty, happy Tuesday. This is what we have our eye on right now. We have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories that are both posted through Wednesday morning at around 1 a.m. because of significant snow accumulations possible. Further off towards the north, some areas could see up to a foot of snow before we're all finished up. Closer toward the Bangor area, a little bit less, around 3 to 6 inches of snow possible, and lesser totals further down to the south where the winter weather advisory is posted. Meanwhile, though, we do have clouds that are developing this morning. We won't be watching for the snow chances to move in during the afternoon period. Perhaps late morning for a few of you, but mainly during the afternoon period for that to develop. Not a whole lot moving in, at least at this point, but there's a system right here tracking in from the southwest going to the north and east. It's hitting Boston and parts of New York, and it's heading right toward us. We'll have our turn for some snow coming up later on today. So futurecast moving forward, especially during the afternoon period, the snow will be moving in, perhaps switching over to a little bit of rain and a little bit of a wintry mix for a short period of time for the southern parts of the state. But notice though, it moves out of here quickly. By early Wednesday morning, it's gone and the clouds begin to break up as well. As for the winds, not too bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today, but it picks up tonight with sustained winds at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 25 to even 30 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. So for today, lower 30s, some widespread snow expected. 3 to 6 inches of snow overall could fall. That northeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, here we go, 15 degrees, snow, freezing rain, and sleet early. The northwest wind gusting up to around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. The snow gets going during the afternoon. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, area farms and businesses are teaming up for a farm-to-table pop-up dinner happening in the Queen City later on this week. This 4-course meal will showcase meat and produce grown right here in Maine. And as Jody Hersey tells us, it's all taking place within the walls of the historic Phoenix Inn in downtown Bangor.
We've been doing a lot with a little with our farm dinners, and this is an awesome step up for us.
Andrew Toothacker, owner of Hart Farm in Holden, has been offering farm-to-table pop-up dinners since purchasing his property in 2019. Now he's ready to offer that experience to the city.
Yeah, we grow about 50 different kinds of vegetables, and then we also are a farrow to finish, pasture-raised hog producer.
Toothacker will be using his farm's produce and meat alongside products from the Drunken Beekeeper in Montville to offer a 4-course meal with drink pairings from Chimera Coffee.
Well, it's January, so it's dry January. Let's do mocktails. There's a growing trend of places building their mocktail list. I've personally been in the restaurant food industry for over 20 years now, and I've helped out with different pop-up restaurants, so it's something that I really enjoy. We don't see a lot of pop-ups happening down here.
This pop-up dinner will take place on Sunday, January 21st, on the ground floor of the Phoenix Inn located next door to Chimera Coffee on Broad Street in Bangor. Tickets are $90 each and can be purchased at heartfarmmaine.com. Toothacker and Johnson say they are thrilled to be collaborating on an event that is sure to be an experience unlike any other.
I would encourage people all around Maine to get behind their local farmers. The revitalization of local food production has a ton of benefits across the board for Mainers.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
When we come back, all the day's sports news. Don't go away.
Welcome to the Orono Arcade, your local, affordable destination. We want to provide you with the best experience we can without costing a small fortune. Our ever-popular 9-hole blacklight mini golf course is a huge attraction. Plus, we have the best arcade video games to choose from, including both modern and retro games. We have weeknight specials consisting of... We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration? Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Create the perfect spaces in your home for 2024 at the Furniture Gallery. Entertain in style this year with a new dining set. Have room for everyone on movie nights with a big sectional and extra seating. Feel more rested with a new mattress from Serta, Restonic, or Nectar. Celebrate the new year with unbeatable values during our New Year blowout sale. Save up to 60% on clearance items here at the Furniture Gallery. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. Happy New Year from our family to yours. The Furniture Gallery, in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
Where have you been known to strip your clothes off at work?
Get wild with Family Feud. New episodes this fall.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start with some football. Over the weekend, the winner of the James J. Fitzpatrick Trophy for the state's best senior high school football player was announced, and that winner will be playing in Orono this fall. Levitt quarterback and Maine football commit Noah Carpenter is the winner of this year's Fitzpatrick Trophy. As the starting quarterback for the Hornets, Carpenter led his squad to a 29-1 overall record with 2 state championships. This past year, he threw for over 1,800 yards and 21 touchdowns, while also rushing for over 1,300 yards and 23 scores. Pretty crazy numbers there. Carpenter is the back-to-back Gatorade Player of the Year winner and says winning this award is a huge honor.
You know, it's truly a blessing and an honor just to know the history of this trophy and, you know, to know the people who have received the trophy in previous years and just to be even a part of those finalists and semifinalists is just a huge blessing.
All right, looking forward to see what he can do up in Orono. Let's go to some basketball now. Some day games in the area on Monday for our high school teams. Let's check out a few girls matchups starting over in Hamden. The Bangor Rams looking to get right on the road, taking on the Class A Broncos. It's a packed stable for this one this afternoon. First quarter, Avery Clark with it over to Delaney Hoare. She skips it over to Emily Adams, who gets inside and gets the bucket through the foul. Tough move right there. On the other end for the Broncos, it's Lucy Wiles, hesitates and then turns on the Jets, gets to the cup for the tough floater through the D. Nice move right there. Clara Oldenburg now over to Mimi Quinn. Nice touch pass immediately over to Adams, who sinks the mid-range jumper. Nice ball movement there from the Rams. Second quarter, it's Wiles again. Look at this crossover, gives her some space for the scoop shot off the glass. That is tough right there. But the Rams were in control of this one. Adams with a steal, finds Quinn. She is going to get the shooter's roll. Rams win it 47-34. All right, going across the river now into Brewer, where the Witches are playing host to the Coney Rams. We're going to pick this one up at the end of the first. Allie Flagg has it, nice crossover, gets her to the baseline. She gets in close and knocks it in for 2. Coney now running the break. Macy Freeman has it, a long pass down court to Morgan Cunningham. Nice hesitation move from her to get to the bucket and bank that one home. Here come those Rams again. Freeman, another long pass, this one to Callie Barajas. Nice entry to Abby Morrill, who connects 4-2. Rams up after 1. Witches fighting back in the second. Flagg swings it over to Abby Flagg. She can't hit the 3, but Jillian Ford pulls it down, gets the second chance bucket to go. Nice move from the sophomore. Everything was coming up Coney on Monday, though. Cunningham with the handoff to Morgan Fitchthorne. She gets inside and finishes and 1. Coney wins 55-38. All right, time for some other scores from around the area. Presque Isle boys beat Bucksport 65-64. Coney boys beat Brewer 75-67. Skank girls win 51-27. And Orono boys get right. They win 77-45 over Holton. All right, let's move on to some hockey now. Bruins in action in a Monday matinee. Swayman and net. Bees at home against the New Jersey Devils. Scoreless first for the Bruins, but not so much in the second. Less than a minute in, Brad Marchand over to Charlie Coyle, fires the backhand shot, and he scores, make it 1-0 Bees. Later on, the Bruins on a man advantage. Charlie McAvoy gets it here, sends it over to David Pastrnak, who blasts a one-timer, gets that one to go. Bees go up 2-0 and quickly. Same score in the third. Final push from New Jersey. They pull the goalie, and Trent Frederick gets the turnover. He is going to win the foot race and scores on the empty net. Swayman posts a shutout, and the Bruins win. 3-0 is the final. All right, and speaking of Jeremy Swayman, over the weekend, some big news for the former Black Bears goalie. The 4-year Bruins tender has been voted to the 2024 NHL All-Star Game. He was one of 12 players selected through fan voting, so Bruins fans, Maine fans, all going out to vote for Sway. In his 23 starts this year, he's got 13 wins with a 2.38 goals allowed average, and he's saving over 92% of his shots faced. This is his first All-Star selection, and after Monday's big win, Swayman shouting out his goalie coach and his teammate Linus Ullmark when asked how he's improved since last season.
You know, I've gotten to talk with goalie Bob a ton, and obviously Linus and I have talked a ton about when to take whistles or how to play pucks, making our defensive job easier. And I think it's been really awesome to see the experience kind of show for itself, and I know that I feel more confident and letting the puck come to me and stuff. So.
All right, looking forward to that game in February. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the great strength and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports shop, 3 Point Road in Brewer.
We are a AAA family. I was introduced through my family. My husband was introduced through his family. We had the same insurance company for a long time, and we were fed up with paying a lot of money. We decided to go check out AAA insurance. We were shocked of how much we would save.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save hundreds on auto insurance. For over 100 years, AAA has been providing legendary service and has helped who it values most, its members.
By switching to AAA insurance and bundling our insurance policies, we're able to save over $450. The savings that we get through AAA insurance enables us to do more of what we love. More gas in our car for driving up north to go camp. You do s'mores. You can't lose with s'mores. Yeah.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 844-AAA Insurance or visit AAA.com for an auto insurance quote today. AAA, we're always with you.
Well, it was one of Hollywood's biggest nights of the year. Not the Golden Globes, not the Critics' Choice Awards. These were actually the 2023 Primetime Emmy Awards. delayed because of the writers and actors strikes. But in a 3-hour ceremony jam-packed with stars and memorable moments, it was well worth the wait. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has more.
Blackish star Anthony Anderson opened the Primetime Emmy Awards with a medley of classic TV theme songs.
You take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life, the facts of life.
And a warning to winners that his mother, Doris Bowman, would be the official timekeeper. But even he went too long.
Shut up! That's enough! Mama, I want to go to the after party. Hurry up. Okay, mama.
The show also brought out living legends, including Carol Burnett.
It truly warms my heart to see how well men are doing in comedy now.
Dame Joan Collins, Rob Reiner, and Sally Struthers, and the star of The Jeffersons, Marla Gibbs.
Life don't crack, baby, and it's never too late.
There was also a Cheers reunion and even a special edition of SNL's Weekend Update.
Good evening. I'm Amy Poehler. I'm Tina Fey, and we've reached the stage in life where we'll only present awards sitting down.
Right out of the gate, Jennifer Coolidge, winning Best Supporting Actress in a Drama, ran afoul of the official timekeeper.
I love you, baby, but time.
Okay, guess what? Guess what? One more thing. I love you too. I just want to say one thing.
Okay,
one last thing. I had a little dream in my little town, and everyone said it was impractical and that it was far-fetched, but it did happen after all, so don't give up on your dream.
Abbott Elementary's Quentin Brenza winning Best Actress in a Comedy. And Succession going in with 27 nominations, taking home 6 awards, including stars Kieran Culkin and Sarah Snook, and Best Drama Series. But The Bear was the big Emmy winner with 10, including lead actor Jeremy Allen White, and Best Comedy Series, Sealed with a Kiss.
Restaurants as a whole, hospitality as a whole.
The night also produced a brand new EGOT, Elton John, with his win for Outstanding Live Variety Special, his concert at Dodger Stadium.
We didn't know that it was going to win him an EGOT.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Looks like an entertaining evening. All right, time for one last check of the forecast with Devin Biggs.
All right, let's get into things here. A winter storm warning along with a winter weather advisory are both posted until about 1 a.m. As we head towards Wednesday, we also have a small crowd advisory along the coastal because of active surf that will be common moving forward. Here's the wave heights right now overall at around 2 to 3 feet according to the buoys, so we're not bad just yet, but the system will be moving in later on today and especially into tonight, and that will be giving us the opportunity for a little bit more active surf moving forward. Now, let's take a look at the clouds right now, tracking in from the southwest and going toward the north and east. Some weak waves of moisture moving in, but we're going to be watching for even more moving in as we move forward later on today and the parts of tonight as well. But let's zoom things out right now and give you the bigger picture, though. Here's the low pressure center right about in here, tracking from the southwest and going toward the north and east, hitting parts of Washington, New York, even Boston as well. We'll have our return for a little bit of moisture moving in later on this afternoon, mainly as snow, but a little bit of a wintry mix could occur as well. Futurecast, alrighty, so later this afternoon at around 1 to 2 o'clock or so, we'll be watching for the snow moving in from southwest to north and east. Further off towards the west, we'll be moving in just a little bit earlier. It will last mainly through the afternoon period. There's a switch over to a little bit of a wintry mix for a short amount of time. Mainly rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow could occur in the down east parts of the state. Most of us will stay as snow through parts of later this evening. But notice, though, after midnight, this gets out of here pretty quickly and the clouds are gone. As we head towards Wednesday morning, we'll see a lot of sunshine throughout the day on Wednesday and some more clouds on the way as we head towards Wednesday night and the parts of early Thursday morning as well. So this system will be a fast mover. As for snow accumulations, here we go, roughly at around 3 to 6 inches of snow near the Bangor area before we're all finished up. Further off towards the north, though, even more, maybe a range of 6 to maybe up to 12 inches in some areas further off towards the north before we're all finished up. And lesser totals, maybe 2 to 4 inches in a few areas before we're all finished up there. Otherwise, though, some gusty winds to watch out for. Not so much today, but later on tonight, they'll be watching for gusty winds increasing to around 15 to even 25 miles per hour at times, maybe a few gusts tomorrow, even reaching close to 30 miles per hour at times. So overall for today, widespread snow, 3 to 6 inches could occur. Highs in the low 30s, and northeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 15 degrees, snow, freezing rain, and sleet early. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour, and a few spots, normal rain could occur as well for a short time. Middle 20s, mostly sunny and breezy out there for tomorrow, and that west wind getting getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast. So partly cloudy for the day on Thursday with highs in the lower 20s. By Friday, we're partly cloudy again. Highs in the upper teens, and the upper teens again Saturday with a mostly cloudy sky.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
First National Bank, Irish Collision Center, Katahdin Hardware and Appliance, Overhead Door Company of Bangor, Phil's Towing, and the Bangor UPS Store.
Hello, fellow flyers. I'm the Savvy Traveler, here to share the secrets of convenience at Bangor International Airport. Parking, you're steps away from the terminal. Inside, even more conveniences. And friendly, efficient security. All of these make BGR the official airport of you. Remember, the Savvy Travel through Bangor International Airport. Flybangor.com.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Only one of these stars will advance to the finals.
I love living on the edge.
Our last semifinal matchup is here. Yeah! More excitement than previously seen on Jeopardy by at least a factor of 1.5.
Celebrity Jeopardy! New tonight on ABC.
All right, well, finally this morning, it's the return of the No Pants Light Rail Rides, the first time for the popular event since the pandemic started. Here's how it works. People hop on a light rail train, kind of like a subway, without any pants on, even on a cold morning like this. The pants will then be donated to organizations that will help people in need. It all began with a group of 7 friends who did it as a sort of prank in New York City back in 2020, and it has now become an international thing. So don't be surprised if you're hopping on a subway somewhere in the U.S. today, perhaps you're flying to New York or whatever. Don't be surprised if you see people not wearing pants when they board the subway. They're supposed to put them in those boxes, and then they're given to people who might need them. Hey, why not? Fun way to raise some money or some badly needed merchandise for those in need. All right, that's it for now, folks. Good Morning America is next here on ABC7. We'll continue broadcasting on Fox 22 for the next 2 hours. But if you're heading out for the day, we hope you have a wonderful day.